Hi everyone, Slippery Slope here, and welcome to your 8th Java tutorial. And in this one we're going to go over comments, and this is really the easiest stuff I could possibly go over. This is really going to be a breeze. And the thing about comments is it's not going to enhance your program in terms of producing really cool output and doing stuff to it or asking the user to enter anything. It's not like that. It's a warning or an outline, just something so that your teacher, your employer knows, or say someone who's looking at your code, like if you're working in a group or something. It's just a way of giving them an opportunity to make sense of what it is you typed if your program isn't, say, self-documenting. And by self-documenting, I suggest throw another term at you. Let's say I had a variable called Metallica is kinda cool. Well, that kind of makes sense. Metallica is kind of cool. It means that you like Metallica. But what if I just instead wrote integer x? What does that even mean? Whoops, ooh, no, we're not typing that up. What does that even mean? So if we put back Metallica is cool, well, that's kind of self-documenting. That's what self-documenting is. But integer x, who knows? How do we let someone know what integer x is without renaming x? We add a comment. Those two lines, these two slashes, these two forward slashes, and let's say Metallica is really cool, arguably, except for Saint Anger. Some people think that album is kind of lame because of how harsh the drums sound. They sound kind of tinny, like that episode of Doug in which he bangs on a trash can. Well, that is really, really long. You think that might be really long? In my opinion, it is. Now, instead of just writing that, well, there are two things we could do. We could either keep doing this and just chopping it up and then just keep making these one-line comments, and we have three of them right there, and we could say tab over and hit the space bar a few times, and okay, I mean, that's all right. That's presentable. But Java has an even better way of taking care of this situation. Like that. Except you don't want to do it that way. Yeah. Or that way. And that is my way of demonstrating how it's so hard to do a multi-line comment if you don't pay attention. That was entirely on purpose. Yeah, that's the ticket. So you have this... I always find forward slash and backslash to be kind of funny terms because, like, it depends on your point of view. It's all relative, whether it's forward or backward. It's just, I mean, everything's kind of relative. Okay, now I'm going on a tangent. But you have this slash and an asterisk. And then at the end of the comment, you have another asterisk, and you have this other slash in the different direction. And you have to make sure that this, I guess, that's, these are both forward slashes, yes. So you have your forward slash and your asterisk that ends with an asterisk and another forward slash. So there you go, a multi-line comment. And instead of just typing up all that, there you go. Now there you go. Now there's, even before I move on to something else, some programmers block off these comments. And what that means is they just do like this. Like they just have, like, say, a bunch of asterisks, or you could type in hyphens or whatever. And that way your comment portion is segmented off. I don't really know how necessary that is. I guess some people think that looks cool. Are really cool, like Metallica supposedly is, except for Saint Anger. But yeah, there is a third kind of comment, and this you might use at a job. I haven't had to use it before, but maybe you will. And this one has the super fancy name of being called a documentation comment. And what you want to do is at the beginning of your program, you have your /, because that's what we call it apparently, and then you write your comment here saying, this class makes a program that talks about Metallica. And then you have one asterisk and another /. And then before your main method, you have this again, and we don't really need @param_arg, so yeah, we don't need that right now. That's okay, we don't need it. And here you could just type the main method is kind of cool, just like Cool Ranch Doritos. And what you'd do is you'd go into command prompt and instead, like Java C, instead you type in Java doc, and then you would type in the name of the source file in .java, and then it would print out, well, print as in on your screen in the form of a nice big fat juicy file that you could open up and say Internet Explorer, Firefox, or whatever, an HTML file. And it just kind of takes this information and puts it in a document. I could show you what that looks like, but what's the point, considering that you probably won't use it anyway? Well, maybe you will. But you know what? Just remember, if you want to do that, for this one, it would be javadoc mrdumble.java in the compiler. So yeah, there you go. Cool stuff. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. And don't type in that Java doc thing in Eclipse, because it won't know what to do with it. You'd have to go into command prompt, type in cmd when you go to the start menu, and that stuff. It was covered in a previous tutorial and stuff. Okay, anyway, thank you. Peace. Take care. Bye.